Hi, I'm Michelle Ellsworth. I made a piece called Phone Homer for On the Boards, and central to making that piece was building a complete, full functioning World Wide Web for the protagonist of the piece, Clytemnestra. So, this is her Pandora site. Here is the queenly music. So, basically, she DJs her life. Here is the worried music. And I would just say that all of the ad content on the Pandora station or site is generated based on her either Google searches or her Skype conversations. So the system is definitely listening to what she's thinking and what she's doing. Here under Less Worried Music is an ad for Prometheus Burger. I'll just show you what it looks like. Prometheus, of course, had his liver eaten, and so it's a liver burger. Here under Differentiating Music, an ad for knives is generated on eBay, and this knife many may recognize is a replica of the knife in Martha Graham's 1958 production of Clytemnestra. Let's see, here under Thinking is an ad from Google saying that no psychotherapy or archetypes are needed, that Google knows what we want. In the piece, that does seem to be the case. Here's an ad for burger-based emotional surrogates. Again, burgers are central to Clytemnestra's coping. Frustration, that's me in that outfit there. In all of these ads and all of this content, I'm there. And again, an ad for Phoning Homer if you're discontent. Here, let's go to the Daedalus Sisters Replacement Apparatus website. Again, she can get to this either through Google or through Pandora, and I'll just show you some of these things here on the site. She ends up actually ordering a lot of these in the piece. Here's one she doesn't order, but I'll just show it to you. This is the Flinger. So again, it's apparatus that can deal with either an emotionally or physically absent man, and she's worried about her husband Agamemnon dying in the war, so she visits the site and starts buying some stuff. Here's another thing that doesn't show up in the piece, but that I liked quite a bit, the emotional wicking system. It's the idea that women have excess emotional juice, and that can be absorbed, based on techniques used in carbon sequestering. Okay, contemplative music, again, just more ads. Here's her kind of slutty music. I'm going to take you now over to the iHow site. And like many of the sites that Clytemnestra has, it's based on existing sites. So there's, in fact, already an iHow site online, but this is my version of it. So again, replacing all of the image. And this is her sexy dances. And I would just say that making these sexy dances was the most difficult part of making this piece. The kind of sexual public persona is something I don't really have access to, but I learned many things. So all of the dances and most of the footage is shot on green screen just in my living room, and then the good-looking bed is added later. Okay, here's the angry music. Here's an angry website, and we can go straight from the angry website to the Loyalty Please, the sister site. Again, that hat there is, of course, like Martha Graham's, and these ads for the prophylactic loyalty is also an existing thing that I just changed some language on. Okay, I'm going to take you over here just because we saw the Martha Graham hat to another reference to Graham the piece. This is when when Clytemnestra is stressed, she looks at lamentation dances, and she ends up at these sites for lamentation dances with and without tubes. And again, love the dance educational site. Okay, pain. We'll slip over here to the WikiHow site again. These were kind of painless to make because all I had to do is just change a few of the words to make it work. Okay, here's an ad that I'm fond of, the Sisyphus Burger Recovery, 12 Uphill Steps. That was a pleasure to shoot that good-looking photo of the man with the horn in that album cover as well. Murder, she's feeling stressed. She goes to aboutdance.com. She clicks on murder, and here's just a few moves. Again, the whole idea of the instructional dance video site was quite pleasing. So again, some moves. And from here, she can link over to suicide dances. And again, here's just a few suicide dance moves. Again, ads based on her needs and her reality. Well, how shall I say? Maybe let's go back to Pandora for one more minute, and I'll just show you this last ad under Nothing. I'm just showing you this one because this was one of my very early ideas about what should be on the Pandora site, was an ad for eco-friendly pillars. Okay, so going to Google to show you how this works. It was really a pleasure to build these Google search results pages. Here's something she goes to do. I'm just going to show you the craft section of Burgers, Crafts, and Torture, but she starts to feel like what she's doing with burgers is kind of, rote and unimaginative. So she starts looking for alternative ways of interacting with burgers, with the idea that if she can change the narrative script between herself and her burgers, she can, shake things up with her mister and her other interpersonal relationships. So this is just a look at suggestions at the burger craft and torture that could be handy for her. Okay, so let's see, another Google search. Here she's going to search for nothing is working. She's quite gripped, and it takes her to a search results page, and one of the ads on it is for outfits that solve problems. This site is based on the Patagonia website, and the idea of outfits solving problems, including physics and math problems, was a real pleasure for me to consider. So if you click here, you can see some of her outfits. And this amphibious horse dress right there, in my mind, that's what Odysseus sees online and gets the idea for the Trojan horse that, ends the war and screws the people of Troy. But here are some of the dresses. I'm quite fond of the antidepressant cocktail dress. Here is the Pythagoras dress. This is the dress that Clytemnestra actually orders towards the end of the piece to solve problems and whatnot. That's kind of the look of that. Okay, let's go back to Google, and this is her Googling hyperventilation. She's got some bad news, and she's having a little anxiety attack, so she Googles hyperventilation, and she goes and finds a link for a TED Talk on hyperventilation. And I would just say, again, along with making the ads for Pandora, building and making TED Talks was something I could have done day after day. Such a pleasure. And the idea that a 20-minute talk was too long, that you could get a 4-minute talk, also pleased me. So I started making shorter versions of my performances. And this one here is a kind of a combination of, you may recognize the inflection and some of the content. It's a remix of some of the most popular TED Talks. Okay, I'm going back now. I think that I'll just show you one more thing, what to do if your man dies. Excuse me. Nope, actually, I'm clicked on what to do when your burger arrives. She goes to an eHow burger site. And again, this may look familiar because I did pick up some moves from existing sites, but I just wanted to show you some of her burger ordering options. You saw Prometheus Burger already, but I'll show you how it links through to the PayPal. So here's the Atlas Burger, and here also is the Hermes Burger, and I can click here to go to PayPal. Okay, so that's just a few of the sites in Clytemnestra's World Wide Web. If you want more, please consider looking at On the Boards TV's film version of Phone Homer. Thanks.